All right, correct. Kabala Munjing Ampanza, and this is my show on radio. Yo, so the song that just played right now was a song by... Hey, yeah, don't mind me. I heard that there's a radio station that has a presenter search, so I was like, let me try my luck and see demo quick fast, so I can make the cuts. We're going to be covering that on this week's episode of the Radio Meets TV podcast. We'll also be talking about how a radio personality is passionate against what a certain VIP Blue Lights Protection Group did when they harassed or assaulted citizens on the freeway. Listen more on this week's episode of the RMT podcast, Radio Meets TV. Make sure that you subscribe on our YouTube channel. It is Finally Famous TV and Sikona on all social media platforms at Finally Famous SA. Throw us some love. All right, so coming up next, make sure you tune in. We've got this awesome song.
In Jason, if you were to hypothetically not drive in this car.
What's up, fam? I'm Munjing Ampanza, and I'm the host of the Radio Meets TV podcast. Hashtag RMT podcast for short. Wow, 6 episodes in. We're halfway through our very first season. It's exciting. And again, would like to thank you so much for supporting us, showing us love, subscribing, liking, following us on social media. Let's spread the love. And it's really cool to be here with you yet again. So this is that radio recap show where we just highlight some of the best moments on radio that happened over the past week and we share them with you, right? Now, we're going to kick off the show with one of the biggest breakfast shows. Actually, it is the biggest breakfast show on the African continent. I'm talking about the Vuma breakfast show on Ukhozi FM. They have a sit down with a legend, a living legend in the South African music scene. His name is Uzagwe. Let's have a look.
Aphambanisa athi hayi uzake wenza hip hop hayi laba abanye uzake wenza rap laba abanye hip hop ngokomthetho hip hop culture movement kahle indlela yokuphila kufana nokuthi uthi uyi Christian bese ucula gospel so naye hip hop into esiphilayo kahle ebese rap music esiwenzayo so bangathi abantu ifeel hip hop njengamanje ubona ngisho DJ be house begqoka ama baggy jeans betepisa begqoka is hip hop kahle hip hop yona ifeel sebengakhala ke bethi hayi inkinga esinayo thina irap le eyayishawo ozakwe kodwa ke njengamanje iyona into esizoyiboyisa ngoba ayihanjwa kakhulu njengamanje
ngiyakuzwa wayikhuluma le
uke wayikhuluma ingabe yami lo muntu lo safule simkhwebe ngoba manje wathi hip hop ifile kodwa ebe kahle wayesikhuphula amasokisi ukuthi izinsizwa phaphamani eninsizwa kakhulukazi zaphaphama ngasho ngithi from ingoma yakhe kwambuleka even isete ingoma kakhe uyaqala yaphakama ngempela ngoba sekunakeke ukuthi hayi boyazi hip hop kahle ikhona so ngalelo chaza libamba nje futhi siyalijabulela kakhulu.
And that's Ukhozi FM, the Vuga Mzansi breakfast show every single weekday from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. Hosted by Uskameza Nomroza. And you know what? I say Uzagwe is a living legend in the South African music scene because I actually remember, just to add to his points, hip-hop is not dead, rap is a little bit. Who AKA once said, the Amapiano guys are dressing up like the hip-hop guys, so they're borrowing from the culture. And like Uzagwe said, hip-hop, culture, there's a lot of different things involved. So that's why we call him a legend, to salute to Uzagwe. So now we move on from one legend to an OG legend. I'm talking about Puntate Hot Sticks Mabuza. So he has a sit-down on Lesedi FM with Riotela. But more on this, let's have a listen.
Lesedi FM wa tseba ha ke bua ka Lesedi ke bua ka station se le sa mmino wa South Africa pela haholo ha o ka mamela ha ke etsa Thaba Bosiu o tshwara ke inspire le ke Lesedi
le ikutlwetse lebo
Ntate Mabuse o re Thaba Bosiu tshusumetso e kgolo. Ke diletso tse sa lotse ba ho di letsa kapa o le wa ithuta tsona hobane o batla ho etsa pina mofuta.
Re ke re ka lesiba ke phala ene ke rate ke sa le menyane ke mamela radio Sesotho wa tseba ha no ho thona le selelekela.
Big ups to Uriatela from Lesedi FM. He hosts the afternoon drive show every single weekday, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m. Great interview with Untate Hot Sticks. As Untate Hot Sticks, he is one of our pioneers in South African jazz music. And if you didn't know, jazz music is basically the originator for a lot of other music genres, including hip-hop, R&B, the blues, etc. So we should actually show some love and celebrate our jazz musicians here in South Africa. Abo Jimmy Dludlu, abo Mamsbongile Khumalo, abo Simpiwe Dana. You know what I'm saying? And while we're on the subject of celebration, I recently saw Ukuthi Usizwe Dlomo was celebrating his birthday, and Usizwe Dlomo is now the breakfast show host on Kaya FM. And here's a clip of them just showing him some major love.
Wait, where are we playing this?
Yeah!
I can't even fade it down. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Sis.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, fam.
You know, funny enough, I actually love the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
We know this.
And I love Will Smith. So this, whoever came up with this, whose idea was it? You know me well. You know me well.
Yeah. So happy birthday. 4 decades, man. You're wearing it well.
Thank you. Thank
Trying
you.
to have that child now.
Okay, so who should I have the child with him for? You've known me for a long time. You know that when I first got to Joburg, one of the first people I met was Paul.
Oh, cool.
Literally, the day after I got my job, I had to go do an interview on Y, and she was working with Fresh. And I got there early, and she was there, and she opened the door for me. Literally, so this is like first day of my job.
So you better open this door again.
Oh, hell no. Oh, man. Thank you very much, guys. I feel very special. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, there's still work to be done. So,
Big ups to Sizwe Dlomo turning 40 years old. I know Sizwe Dlomo to mina ngicwele ngaye personally. You know, that guy knows everything. I don't think we'll ever hear Sizwe Dlomo saying, I don't know, on any subject at any given point in time. Although, Vusi Thembekwayo might disagree, kodwa ke asikho lapho. Make sure you catch Sizwe Dlomo on Kaya FM every single weekday from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. alongside Usol Penduka. And man, Pan King Usol Penduka, it's a shy pan lamchita. He's also really smart. Both of them make a great team. All right, so let's move on to one of the biggest stories that happened over the past week. And that is the assault that happened on, I think those guys are young, but the security personnel jumped out of their cars, 2 cars, and they just pulled these guys out and gave them a proper beatdown. You know, I think one guy was even beaten unconscious. So sharing her thoughts on what went down, she's Anil Mdota from 947.
Has got nothing to do with the ANC. This has got everything to do with safety and the fact that people went to work and think that it is okay to do that.
Anele and the club
on 947.
In fact, yesterday, Tembekile, you used the phrase, we are what proactive journalists are.
Agenda setting.
Agenda setting.
That's a good phrase.
That's what we are. Because as Anele and the club, just last week, guys, we spoke about this whole private security, this whole blue light brigade, the ministerial security, where I felt like they are a law unto themselves. You know, I was just like, something is brewing and it's not going to end well. It's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye, and then vrachtig, this very week. And here's the thing, because I was thinking about it last night, because every time I watch the video, really my heart breaks, because I'm just like, this should not be allowed, you know. What are we doing here? And I was thinking to myself, I really hope that, you know, because it comes out that they belong to the deputy president, who is part of the ANC and all of that. I hope we don't make this a political play, right? Where our concerns are filed under, no, we're just coming after the ruling party, right? You know, because that it didn't matter who was doing it to who. That was scary. I'm just like that. I'm like, guys, that's scary. That we as human beings, that's how we treat each other on the road. Where you and I disagree over something, you feel entitled to the fact that I must move out the way. I don't know what happened there. You know, I don't know who was right. I don't know who was wrong. But all I'm looking at 7 people who corner a car and then they beat someone up and they're all carrying guns. Now that is scary. I'm alarmed. I don't know about you guys.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm just like, no. And I hope President Cyril Ramaphosa and as well as Deputy President Paul Mashatile, this is not something that you guys are going to take and sweep it under. No, we sort out things out ourselves. We're an organization. We protect each other. I really hope, because this has got nothing to do with the ANC. This has got everything to do with safety and the fact that people went to work and think that it is okay to do that. This is not political. This is human. Can we just deal with it on that level?
Anele and the club
on 947.
Anele seems so passionate about the blue lights guys. You know, she's really calling for justice, as we all should. I don't think it's really cool, but you know, my question is, I'm blue lights guy. You know, I understand Nuguti, they have a VIP in the back or something. I ask Ngoba, we see an ambulance when they switch on their lights and they ask for us to get out the way. And Ngoba baya, we accident scene, okay, no, they're gonna help people. We understand when police are flashing their blue lights, and trying to get us out the way so that they can get to the crime scene a lot quicker. But crime scene, blue lights guys wanna chahi kahle kahle ukuze khishi ifam ukushawa abantu babengagudluki angazi mhlawumbe uyazi yabona, maybe I'm ignorant and I just need to be made understood or something, I don't know, but if you do know, please let me know. Ngiyayibuzela nje angivi bakithi. But yes, big ups to Anele Mtota, arguably the #1 radio personality in South Africa. And who am I to argue with that, man? She does such an excellent job every single week. And that is her show, the Anele and the Club team, on 947 from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. You know, one of the most important skills to have as a radio personality is the ability to problem solve. Now, I would like for us to have a listen to how Roger Good used to problem solve his issue of not receiving enough calls on his late night shows. This is genius. Listen to this.
So we bring it back to what you guys are doing, really, because I think, like I said, you never know who's listening. Sure. And often it'll be the coolest of the cool. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Daytime radio, like, I mean, you got stressed people. You got people whose attention span isn't quite with you all the time. They're passively listening to you. They're also worrying about, like, what am I going to make for dinner? Like, you know what I mean? But getting calls was a thing, because you know when you start a new show, the people listening are like still trying to suss you out. They're not going to voluntarily call in and start harassing you. You know what I mean? So you have to build a rapport with them, and that was like also another struggle. So what I did was, we were doing the show, it was late nights. You know, people aren't like, they want to use their airtime to call into the studio and start, like, you know, whatever. So I just faked the calls.
Whoa.
So I used to call into my own show as characters. And I did that for years.
That's crazy.
Years. We had everybody. I must have had about 8 different characters who would phone in. And what I just phone into the studio. On the hybrid, you just like I just switch the phone on, dial the studio number. So now I'm essentially a caller. I just switch the fader off and then I put the mic on. I go, we got a caller on the line. What's happening? Hi, Raj. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Hi.
I just wanted to comment on the thing you said about diddle-diddle-doo. And then, of course, now no one listening knew.
Yeah, who's none the wiser.
Okay, we used to do great characters. And Eric Cartman would call in. Seriously, guys? Roger?
Oh, my God.
The music you're playing sucks. Oh, my God, it sucks. I have a full conversation with Eric Cartman. Cartman, what are you doing listening to my show?
Swearing on the radio. The impossibility.
I just do this because I used to enjoy doing voices. So that was fun. And of course the guys running the station didn't really know. And then eventually, when they cottoned on to what we were doing, I think they were just like, it's endearing, the guys having fun, the the kids listening to it love it. It's wild.
Yeah.
Just leave him to his own devices as long as he doesn't go on there and start telling you which political party to vote for.
Yeah.
You know, you Gareth Cliff used to phone in.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Roger. I just wanted to say I wanted to comment on that on the point you're making about the DA, and I'll tell you what the problem with this country is.
I know. I said this, but what was funny about it is I could control the conversation.
Yeah.
I could control the conversation, so I never worry and have this insecurity about what this, like whoever the person was on the phone, because that can happen as well. You can have a guest on the phone who's like insane, who's going to start saying stupid things, and the dump button doesn't work on the desk. Never has. Dump button's supposed to be like a safety thing that'll buy you 2 seconds of buffer. Never worked. So if you have a caller on the air, well, what's the worst that can happen? They say something stupid. You say, listen, this is inappropriate. Thanks for calling by. Sorry, everybody. I hope you didn't take offense. Move on. Whatever. But with this, I could actually control the conversations. They thought like, wow, I was killing it. Meanwhile, I was just doing all the voices because nobody was calling the show.
This is 5FM.
That's 5FM, 5 Unscripted. Make sure you catch the full conversation on the 5FM app and on the 5FM websites. All right, so up next, we visit Metro FM. They've got one of the guys in the industry, you know. He's just one of the guys. Talking about DJ Sabi, as he has a sit-down with one of the most talked about influencers ever in South Africa, Umishali.
I wanted to own the digital space, create my empire, and then also start businesses that I can use to monetize off the power that I've built in the space. But I'm not closed off to opportunities. I mean, I've acted in a few movie series here and there. I've never done radio though. Yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely open to trying new things. Yeah. I don't limit myself, but I like to perfect the things that I'm passionate at.
So how does your empire look like when you look at it in the future?
Well, it's going to be me still being a digital queen and having multiple businesses that are then leveraging off the platform I've built.
So outside of beauty, what else are you looking into that's interesting you right now?
Outside of beauty, I definitely want investment properties, but I don't think that's something that I'll be putting a lot online. My focus would then be student accommodation.
Well, okay.
Oh.
She wants to
so
be the
smart,
landlord.
Actually.
She wants to be your like cash.
But listen, Michelle, speaking of businesses, real quick, we know that you started this platform, Malachite. How is that going? And maybe just break it down, because I know that it's a bit of like an Uber for makeup artists.
Yes.
What?
100%. Uber for beauty in general and fashion, actually. So it's the most reliable beauty specialist platform. You can get a makeup artist, a barber, a nail technician, lash technician, a masseuse, a tailor on the platform. Convenience of it is that either you can get a house call or you can go to this beauty specialist's premises or wherever they're servicing their business. And the reason why this started, I think after COVID, well, I mean, it's something I wanted to do even before COVID, but COVID really pushed me to get onto it because a lot of people had lost their businesses. They lost places of work. A lot of people were demotivated. You know, it really took a knock on the beauty industry. So I was like, you know what? I want people to feel like they can still operate even if they don't have a salon, you know? And obviously now, post-COVID, we're so used to everything being at home, Zoom meetings still. So it's so convenient to have a nail tech come to your house and having to go sit at a salon for hours. So yeah, that's how Malachite came about.
And that's DJ Sabi and Candice Kardashian on the Metro FM Breakfast Show. The best mornings ever. Okay, the ever isn't there. It's just the best mornings. But I feel like they should add the ever though, right? I mean, it sounds like best mornings ever sounds cool. But, you know, best mornings ever. It's like, yeah. Has a bit of excitement. But anyways, man, big ups to DJ Sabi. I really enjoy that guy's broadcasting style. Yeah, shimliga with it, man. Shimlik. You know, he really comes with it, especially with his content as well. And, of course, big ups to Candice Kardashian. They hold it together. Nandi. They're a team. And yeah, big ups to Umishali. So I have to show her some love. Ngoba Umishali is looking to broaden her horizon. She's looking to venture into other forms of media, using her following, her influence, and as she should. You know, if you have such opportunities and options, I feel that any one of us would take them. And whether she'll be good at it or not, it doesn't matter. So I like that she's smart with it. She's not cornered into one box. Big ups to her. So, yeah, man, moving on to Gagasi FM, South Africa, KZN's, no, South Africa's #1 regional radio station. I remember when the new lineup was announced and Ukhozi FM had a big question mark, with the Kamalaka. People were like, how long do gospel, so especially with DJ Sonic being like a vibey, outgoing, social party type of guy. Could see how they're going to make it work. And let me tell you something, they are making it work. The midday show on Gagasi FM is really dope, fam. 12 to 3. But yeah, Mfethu, I actually heard that there was a big announcement made on their show. It's in regards to anyone under the age of 25 having an opportunity to be a radio broadcaster on Gagasi FM. But more on this. Here's DJ Sonic and Ukhozi FM.
And we're also going to be telling you about the awesome initiative Gagasi FM has thrown out there.
Correct.
So we are looking for a person that's going to join the Gagasi FM lineup.
It's going to be exciting, man. If you're under 25, you are ready to do radio, and you are young, you're energetic, you're on social media, you've got a great personality, you're passionate about being a communicator, you're passionate about, just having conversations and spreading love and doing all these amazing things that people do on radio. This is your moment. So jump onto the Gagasi FM app and get your 1-minute video there and pop it up, and who knows, you win 10,000 rand.
And get a contract to join Gagasi FM.
Saturday show, 4 to 7 if I'm not mistaken.
Hi.
Yeah,
so right now, Mzali, ufuna ngehluphayo ethi ngifuna ukusakaza njengokhaya, ngifuna ukusakaza njengomalum Felix, ngifuna ukusakaza njengomalum Vuma. Naye opportunity. Right. You could be the next Penny Ntuli, you could be the next Luyanda, you could be the next whatever, right here. Kumsakazo hamba phambili. Plus, the stats aphumile radio. Sure. Gagasi FM is sitting comfortably with top 10.
Yeah,
of the most listened to radio stations in the country.
Number 1 regional in the entire country. So, but commercially viable as well. So, also making money for our bosses.
What an opportunity, fam. Like, let me tell you something. That means you're going to be joining South Africa's number 1 regional radio station, just like that. And if I remember correctly, if we go back to episode 4 of the Radio Meets TV podcast, I remember Mfundo, the dazzling one, mentioning how she was found on a presenter search. I think it was the very last presenter search Gagasi FM hosted. And she went on to be one of the greatest personalities Gagasi FM has ever seen in their history. I think her show, The Golden Circle, had 1 million listeners, if I'm not mistaken. That's crazy. And no pressure to whoever's going to be found next, but you got pretty big shoes to fill. You know what I'm saying? So the initial announcement for the presenter search on Gagasi FM was made on the Uprising Breakfast Show with Felix Ntuli and also DJ Sonic with Ukhozi FM. So they were just reiterating some of the rules and guidelines on how you can enter the presenter search. Now, if you're interested, make sure that you visit the Gagasi FM app or the website, and all of the details you need are going to be there. Maybe it's not you who's looking to be a radio personality, or maybe you're a little bit old because there is an age restriction. However, if you know anyone and you want to put them on, you want them on your favorite radio station, then make sure that you check out the app and you hook them up. You be their plug. Yeah? All right, cool, man. So earlier on in this episode, we spoke about how Sizwe Dlomo is currently holding down the breakfast show on Kaya FM. Now, you may think, what happened to Dineo Ranaka? Now, if you don't know with Dineo Ranaka, it turns out that her relationship with Kaya FM has broken down. Now, the real reasons are unclear to us as the public. However, Dineo Ranaka recently announced that she has joined the Podcast and Chill network, and she has her own podcast where she'll be talking about sex and stuff.
Hey sexies, welcome to this episode of Dineo on sex and stuff. So obviously, you know, I've been making headlines for my mental health and this and that and the other. There's something very peculiar about my life during this dark season. My hormones are raging. My sexual hormones are raging. Hence, I want to have these sorts of conversations.
when you exit a relationship and you're not happy about the relationship, the one thing that you will go for is learn if you're feeling.
What you find a lot of ladies will enjoy is even with penetrative intimacy, it is that stimulation on top of the clitoris, right?
I had a psychiatrist that I asked the same question to. Why am I so damn horny? Her response was, I'm sorry I cannot engage you in this conversation because it doesn't align with my mission to destigmatize mental health.
And the problem therein is that God has such a high standard for human sexuality. It's such a beautiful thing. It's such a holy thing.
What is virginity?
Just stop buying Valentine's Day gifts, chocolates and roses. Just shine at writing. Uti baby mangeko. Ube busy na. My dad is asking me questions about how to incorporate sex toys into their marriage. Yeah. This thing, she's very powerful.
Let me feel.
Yeah. This thing, she's not too bad.
This is not too bad at all.
I'm actually looking forward to watching a podcast at Dineo Ranaka. But it seems like she's taking an informative yet entertaining route when discussing sex and stuff. You know, it seems like it's going to be quite big. But so ibona masifikile. In other news that happened last week, big news in the radio industry, the most listened to radio stations were announced. And here are some of the stats. At number 1, Luhamba Phambili, Ukhozi FM takes the top spots, as per usual. At number 2, Metro FM, knocking out former number 2, Mhlobo Wenene, in this quarter. Mhlobo Wenene takes number 3. At number 4, we've got Lesedi FM. Number 5, we've got Motweding FM. At 6, Thobela FM. Number 7, Radio 2000. Number 8, Gagasi FM. At number 9, we've got, give me a second here, Mungane Onene. I nailed it. Anyway, at number 10, Likwalakwala FM. All right, moving over to community radio stations. At number 1 from Gauteng, we've got Ukhozi FM. At number 2 from KZN, Izulomzansi FM. Number 3, we've got Voice of the Cape FM in the Western Cape. At number 4 from Gauteng, Theta FM. Number 5, we've got Radio Zibonele from the Western Cape. I'd also like to mention Nongoma FM from KwaZulu-Natal. And I mention Nongoma FM because I hear that there is a bright young talent called Ubingelela Mpanzu, Siwelu Dondo Mavundlu, Sandanezwe. And she's making great radio, so much so that people are showing her lots of love on social media. So yeah, big ups to Nongoma FM. Another special mention that happened over the past week is East Coast Radio's breakfast show, introducing a new co-host joining Darren Moore and Sky Shabalala. Her name is Carmen Reddy. Big ups to ECR Breakfast. Big ups to Carmen Reddy. And also, Vuma FM seems to have brought back the ever so gifted Vanessa Marawa. And Vanessa is going to be joining Umenkini Mgenge on their 12 to 3 show. Big ups to that, man. So that's it. That is our 6th episode of the Radio Meets TV podcast. Hashtag RMT podcast for short. And yes, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Finally Famous TV on YouTube. And you can catch us on all social media platforms at Finally Famous SA. Now, we are also available on every major streaming platform. That's Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio. Make sure you show some love nakhona. Do the right thing. Kamala Munjingampanza. Until next week, where we bring you some of the best moments in radio.